Alright, you ready?
Sure.
Hobbs.
Colin had a problem and a microphone to spare. Thomas took it up and so the podcast went to air. For weeks and months they trolled through every single DVD. They've unwrapped all the ones they can and now they're cellulose free. Now they're cellulose free.
Hello dear listener and welcome to Cellulose Free. My name is Colin and with me as always is my fellow film watcher, compadre and son, Thomas.
Hi, hello.
What have you been up to?
I have seen Wake Up Dead Man, the third in the Benoit Blanc / Knives Out series, a whole 10 days ahead of its Netflix release.
And you paid money to do it.
Well, in the end, I only paid $5.22.
Yep. Did you use the last of
I did use the last of the gift card. It was there. It was pretty obvious from how much other people had been going to the movies that nobody had remembered that there was indeed $6.80.
Oh, I had remembered. I had made huge plans for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was going to buy me a Boysenberry Choc top. Now I'm not going to get a Boysenberry Choc top when I go to see blood-sucking Amazon Women from Mars number 18. Oh well. And what did you think?
It was good. I had a good time. I felt that the third act was maybe a little on the long side.
Right.
But, yeah.
So how long do I have to wait?
Now?
Yes.
9 days.
9 days.
Yeah.
Not that I can really remember. I mean, I again remember sort of feelings, but plot-wise. Sorry, feelings and a jumper. A pullover with holes in it. Vaguely. That was worn by Chris? Was it Chris? Or was it worn by someone else? In the first movie. Wasn't there a...
I do not remember a pullover with holes in it.
Oh, okay. But he wore it very well. It was sort of a chunky knit top. Sort of creamy sailors type. That's going to bug me now. Oh well. Anyway.
Yeah. In one of the premium cinemas out in Hobart, which means that, you know, all the seats are fairly low to the ground and you do have to look up to the screen.
I had my very first experience of those with, what was it? I must have been Tron. I found them, like, size-wise, they were great.
Yeah.
But I found them quite uncomfortable. Not convinced.
Yeah. Everybody in paired-off seats.
Yeah.
Lovely little table between them. But otherwise, I don't know.
No, not convinced.
And then it turned out that, you know, just bolognese. We don't use spaghetti, usually. Bolognese was put off for a night, so I needn't have really worried about the timing, but... oh well. I could, in fact, have just gone to Eastlands at 4, and that would have been fine.
Yeah, well, you didn't end up being the only one who went to the pictures yesterday.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Another two went to go see Walked.
Glenorchy, apparently.
Oh, they went to Glenorchy.
I believe they went to Glenorchy.
Wow, that's brave of them.
Yeah.
That's the place where Simba and, who's the other one? Which one's the young one? The young lion. Is that Simba?
Yes, that is also Simba.
Which one's the old one then? The father.
Oh, the father?
Yes.
Mufasa.
Ooh. Yeah, when Mufasa and Simba are looking out and there's a dark area. That's Glenorchy. Yeah.
Someone was going to Glenorchy for cinema at some point. other than going out yesterday, last week, sort of nothing really going on. Just
Apart from all the things that are.
Well, yes.
But not in your tight little circle.
No.
Right, so...
You?
Me? Hey, I went for my first swim of the summer today.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, I walked over to Belrive and... Sorry, that's a lie. That's an outright lie. That's a fib. No, I went to Howrah Beach.
Right.
I was going to go to Belrive, but no. I went for the closer of the two and walked to Howrah Beach and went for a dip. And it was cold, but not as cold as a certain lake up in
Yeah.
the Wild West. It was cold but pleasant. I got quite used to it. And what was really nice was that when I got out, I wasn't shivering. It was warm enough that the latter things that you have to deal with after emerging from the Black Lagoon,
Yeah,
so that was
maximum today I think was 25.
Mm-hmm.
And then tomorrow it's 28, so...
Yeah. So if I get this all edited up in the morning, I might even go for another walk and another swim. We shall see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which will mean that we shall pretend that we've watched the film. And what did you think?
Anything else this week?
Oh, I donated blood. Well, that was the weird thing. I decided to wear it's not a wetsuit, but it's sort of a thermal top. And I kept on feeling a tightness in the fold of my left elbow. And I'm thinking, oh, that's weird. I've never felt that with this top before. And then I remembered that, I had a Band-Aid over the inside of my left elbow because
Doing that strenuous exercise they tell you not to do.
That's right. That's right. I did spring a leak when I got home yesterday after donating plasma and had to slap a plaster, a Band-Aid, a... whatever you want to call it, onto that. And yes, that was still on there. And that was what was getting caught up in things when I bent my left elbow whilst swimming. Yeah. Don't know where that was going. Underwater, I think.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else? Oh, I took advantage of the Black Friday sale. Well, I don't think I did actually, because I think it was standard price, which was cheap. I just got a cheap... Sunday nights. You right?
Sometimes it just does inputs.
It just does inputs.
Yeah.
Right. What type of inputs?
Just touch screen inputs.
Oh, okay. The ghosts are playing with your tablet, are they?
Yeah.
Good. You possibly need to give your screen a good wipe?
No,
just looking at it from the angle that I was just then?
No, it's not.
I reckon there's bacteria. Anyway, Sunday nights when Wendy has the lounge room and the television to herself to watch her murder mysteries and crime shows and things like that, I lie in the bedroom and try to watch things on my phone, and it's not entirely satisfactory. And so, I just got this cheap projector to aim at the ceiling and so that I can lie on my back and watch.
How's that working with your tunnel vision?
No, it isn't too bad, and you can reduce the size of it, but it reduces the size by reducing the number of pixels it uses.
Right.
So then your resolution goes. No, it wasn't too bad. But what was really weird is that I went and bought one and got it home and plugged it in, and boy, it was quiet. I'm thinking, it's a nice quiet fan in that. And the splash screen comes on, and then it gets into the first screen that shows YouTube and all the other things that you can select. And then it says powering down. And I didn't press anything, and it switched off. So I turned it back on again, and it did the same thing. I thought, this isn't good. And I switched it on again. And about halfway through that process, suddenly I hear a struggling fan noise that I had not heard any noise coming from it. And after that struggling fan noise, the fan noise continued, and it started up and continued opening. And I'm thinking, Ah, okay. It sounds like a dodgy fan, so I turned it off again and turned it on, and the fan didn't come on again. So
Yeah.
I had to take it back and get another one. The second one is working fine.
Yeah?
And yes, you can hear the fan, but it's fine. But it's kind of weird having, lying on your back and having this screen projected on. I did discover a spider web hanging from the roof, though.
Yeah.
Which I also thought initially was a fault of the projector. I said, there's some weird pixels going on here. So that's a really weird thing for it to do. And then I realised, no, that's a spider web.
Yeah.
And the heat from because it does give off a bit of heat because of the bright light. It caused the spider web to move around. The other weird thing, yes, there is another weird thing, and then I'll stop. I thought, I'll catch up on some YouTube. This person that I follow who's he sort of gets large pieces of diesel equipment from out the bush running again and pulled out. So I start that, and the implementation of the YouTube app seemed a bit hinky at the time, and so the sound started before the vision started, and the first sound that it made was of this diesel engine. And so I'm not seeing anything that's making a noise, so I automatically think, here we go, this one's fan's dying as well. But yeah, then the video started and put 3 and 7 together and got 5. So there we go. I can't think of anything else. We won't mention things. There are things happening politically that we won't talk about. Sigh.
Well, technically they haven't happened yet.
No, but
they will have by the time this goes out.
Yep. The only bonus is that in 3 years' time there's going to be a whole load of finger pointing saying "I told you so," because there's absolutely no way that this stadium is going to be all ready and ready to run and paid for. And I did get a chuckle out of how the figure that we're not paying 1 red cent more has more than doubled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully by that time we'll have an effective opposition. But those seem to be out of vogue in this country.
Everything's lockstep at the moment, all over the country, as you say. Crazy stuff. Anyway, we've got a film to watch.
We do.
And it's got hobnail boots and Shaun Sheep, I think.
Yeah.
Shaun Sheep and hobnail boots is what we're watching this week. Is that right?
Well, I have some context.
What are we watching this week?
I have some context.
You have some context.
I have some context.
And a blurb.
Yeah.
You actually got one this week.
I did actually get one.
Even though this is not, except it is.
It's not mainly.
A Fast and Furious.
Previously...
Hang on. How many names are you going to mention that I'm going to go, have we met this person before? Have we met this person before?
Not too many.
Oh, okay.
Not too many.
I think I've processed who Hobbs is and who Shaw is. Oh, sorry, you're all ready to go. Go.
Previously, in real life. Nobody's entirely sure how it happened, but it is generally agreed that there was a feud between Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson that kicked off in 2016-ish. Johnson joined the Fast and Furious franchise in 2011 for the 5th film, and over the course of the production of films 6, 7 and 8, it became clear that Johnson just didn't like the way Diesel makes films. Indeed, all evidence points to them not having shot any scenes together for Fate of the Furious.
I thought I was imagining that. Yeah.
In the new year, when we watch F9, you will not see The Rock. The pair say they made up eventually, but in the interim, what we have is a very strange spin-off.
Well, you've got to have that testosterone release somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Furious 7, Jason Statham plays Deckard Shaw, a mercenary who apparently killed Han Lu all the way back in Tokyo Drift, and who Johnson's character, DSS agent Luke Hobbs, captures and throws in jail. In Fate of the Furious, Hobbs is put in the same jail, and the pair break out, only to be recruited into Mr. Nobody's Black Ops government agency. By the end of that film, everyone's made up. All one big happy family, never mind who murdered who, or who put whose brother in a coma. The film we are going to watch tonight is an action buddy comedy spin-off called Hobbs Shaw. And for what feels like the 4th or 5th film running, the antagonist is some very smart and/or very strong terrorist. This franchise was about racing fast cars once. What happened to that?
Yep. Well, the real judge of character of this film is going to be how many scantily clad women there will be draped across the bonnets, the hoods, the front panel that has the engine underneath it of a car.
They keep saying they're getting away from that, and then they come back to that well. It's
that testosterone thing again.
So that's Hobbs Shaw, and that's what we're watching.
Right. We are going to be watching it on a streaming service.
Yep.
And you can find it if you want.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's an illegal copy floating around somewhere on the torrents. I haven't torrented in years, and I don't think I ever did. Sorry, that's a lie.
That is a lie. I know that's a lie.
No, I didn't directly torrent.
Yeah.
But I'd get some Star Trek now and then. Some sci-fi that you couldn't get any other way in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. I digress. I think I'm putting myself through this film. So let's watch it and then come back and talk about it and catch you on the flip side.
Turn to side B, to side C, to side D, to side E, to side F, to side G, to side H and a half.
So that you damage absolutely every panel, whether it's a hood, a bonnet, a boot, a trunk,
and then,
a fender, a
and then crawl out of that wreckage completely unharmed.
That's right. And crick the neck as if, that almost hurt.
Maybe a slight cut on your forehead.
Yes. You mongrel. So, what did you think?
Well, it's very quippy. It's certainly got quips. And I did have fun with it. It's not a very good film, though, is it?
No, it's not. I think I went into it open-minded.
Yeah.
And I was really, really having fun with it.
Yeah.
It ran out of steam.
Mm.
It was silly. And even Daniel said, hey, this is silly, but it hasn't been dumb. And yes, up to that point, it had just been fun and silly.
Yeah.
But then it started getting dumb again. And the pacing just went out the window. And you had day becoming night and night becoming day. And it just...
We got to be doing plot. We've got plot to do. Is the plot anything to write home about?
No.
But we have to do it.
So let's shoehorn some more plot and some morality tales. And I was really, really, really having fun with it.
Yeah.
And then it's like one of those classic races where someone is running really, really well and the crowd's really getting excited, and then the person who's running thinks, I might actually have a chance at this, and then they trip over their shoelaces.
Yeah.
This really, really fell over its shoelaces. And I don't know what else to say about that. It's just...
Which is okay, as long as almost everyone else then also trips over their shoelaces and an underdog wins.
Yeah, and which can't be the case because A, The Rock isn't an underdog.
No.
And B, he can't lose.
No.
It's in his contract.
Yeah. Part of the trouble is that we've set up 3 unpunchable men, which is too many unpunchable men for a movie at the best of times.
Yeah.
But these are the leads and the main villain.
And yet, in the back of my mind, you know about that contract.
Mm-hmm.
That he can't lose. And even mythical contract or not,
yeah,
you know he's not going to.
Mm-hmm.
And so this superhuman creature that a fine performance with what he was given. fine Oscar-winning performance. all of them. When they were all quippy, it was just wonderful. But yeah, when you've got unpunchable, it can't work. And then you've got the Oceans music all the way through it, and the I've given them a name, the SCWs, the scantily clad women.
Yeah,
They had to make an appearance. Although I don't know whether any of them were draped over car parts.
They were in a club.
Yeah.
Which is the other place.
Well, they're in two clubs, opposite sides of the world.
Which is where you tend to find scantily clad women if they're not draped over cars.
Yeah. And see, that was also at the beginning of the film, and I didn't even mind their use in that because it worked.
These are men from different worlds, but really those worlds aren't that different.
It was all working. And Shaw's mum in prison, that worked. It all worked. And then shoelace trip after shoelace trip after shoelace trip. And where did that start happening? Possibly the Transformer motorcycle. Maybe? So no, even that set of scenes, that first major car chase, it was okay. Yeah, I can deal with that. But yeah, it was a little bit later than that everything just suddenly just got silly to the point where you've got the tow trucks towing tow trucks, towing tow trucks, towing tow trucks, being towed by a helicopter type of deal, and it had well and truly jumped the shark.
Yeah.
Then
Dwayne Johnson did not win an Oscar for that performance. He did win the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award for Favourite Movie Actor, although that was also the year he was in the second Jumanji remake.
Right. Okay. Speaking of his acting, that scene with him and Shaw, in the glass room where they're being observed by. Were they both in there at the same time? There were a number of places where, and maybe that bit about him and Diesel not appearing together was sort of hanging in my head. But in this, there are numerous times where Hobbs and Shaw were in the same scene on paper, but definitely didn't feel like they were in the same room together. And I say room in that case with the glass room, and there were other scenes where the way it was shot, they may well have not actually been together. That's how eerily uncomfortable it made me, in that could be a split screen and they were shot 5 days apart.
I suspect that case it'll be more logistical than...
Oh, yeah, and that's fine, but it was jarring. I found it jarring that if they were there together, why did they make that choice of making it feel like they weren't? And if they weren't there, they did a really bad job of making it feel like they were. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being picky for something that is just a popcorn movie. I fully accept that, and I was enjoying my popcorn until I suddenly wasn't and was choking on it. They set us up for a fall, Thomas. It was just really, really fun until it wasn't. Yeah.
They say they want to make a sequel. I don't know if they'll get to make a sequel. As things turn out, films aren't making all of the money anymore.
No.
Just generally, films aren't making all of the money anymore.
No.
But they also cost all of the money in the first place, so...
How much was this?
This...
Because I realised after editing the podcast for the last Fast and Furious that at the time that was made, it was just ridiculously expensive. But they still made their money back.
This film cost $200 million.
Right.
And it made $760 million. So it was successful.
Yeah.
But the franchise is very swiftly becoming not as big of a money cow.
Yeah. I think, the audience is aging out, isn't it?
Yeah. When we get to Fast X,
Yeah.
that's $378.8 million to get back $714.4 million, which is less than double.
Yeah.
And with the way that marketing works, that probably means it's at best breaking even.
Yeah, and from what I hear, it's like...
And
I mean, I believe they jumped the shark ages ago, but from what I hear, that's real shark jump furious.
And you know, Fast X is supposed to be the first part of a two-part film. It was supposed to be shot back to back. It wasn't shot back to back. And
there are crickets.
And there's sort of crickets, yeah.
Yeah.
It came out in 2023. Fast X Part 2 was supposed to come out maybe a couple of years later. It's a couple of years later, and it's still at least a couple of years away.
Yeah.
And they want them to make it for about half as much as Fast X, so...
Maybe the horse has been flogged too much.
Nobody has any money anymore.
No, well, and who is to blame for that? What do you mean our original films aren't original? And they've sort of growing tired of our franchise, whether it be Fast and Furious or the Avenging Avengers of the Avengers. And, I think in a lot of cases, they've only got themselves to blame. The glory days of just flinging things at walls in the hope that it will stick just doesn't cut it anymore.
And now the executives, the film executives, are pouring their attentions into generative models, which is a bubble which is going to burst and take the entire economy down with it.
Yep. Dear. Well, that's a great...
So even the cheap films won't get made.
No. We'll end up watching Fast and Furious AI, which I think there was quite a bit of in this. Well, not necessarily AI, but there was a lot of number crunching in this film rather than practicality, including a lot of computer body doubles and that final arena fight scene. There's a lot of Uncanny Valley stuff going on there. And,
We have 2 films left in this franchise.
Yep.
But those will come in the new year, after our break.
Yes.
And then we'll be left on a cliffhanger, I suppose.
Yeah.
Possibly indefinitely.
Who knows? By that stage, when we do finally get to it, we may have some breaking news. You know, you heard it here first on Cellulose Free.
Noted insider podcast. And it's why we keep our influence low, so that we're not found out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All of our dear listeners are carefully chosen by the algorithm.
Yeah.
And our writing team. Hey, let's stop waffling and move on, shall we?
The following segment has no title. Thank you.
And we will start over on Discord with E of Pie.
Hi, E of Pie.
Who says, this episode reminded me of the game Marlow Briggs, which features a large city block-sized ore processing platform called the Indefensible 3.
Now, I must confess, I was not familiar with this game, and so had to Google it. And I felt, and I could be completely wrong, but watching the snippets and the YouTube playthroughs that I saw, it felt like a re-skinning of Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Oh, yeah, well.
Which allowed me to make the connection as to why you were making that connection with that kind of genre. Because, it was certainly that kind of adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And over on Facebook, Helen.
Hi, Helen.
Says, don't you hate it when the film could have been good and it isn't?
Hey, deja vu.
At least you didn't have those expectations with various of the Fast and Furious franchise.
Indeed, and didn't this time round.
No.
No, but they managed to gazump us anyway.
You could always hunt up the 1981 version, adapted by the novel's author, apparently. I actually had to go back and add a year to the title of the podcast in the various places, because I was like, oh, yeah, no, this one does need disambiguation. That's on me.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It has mixed reviews, but was nominated for Best Picture in the Genie Awards.
Ah, the good old Genie Awards.
Another one for my not-watch list. And it was definitely a good West Coast trip.
It was. I keep on looking through my photos and thinking, gee, that was cool. And I keep now scratching at my huge scab on the side of my right leg that has got to that itchy stage that means that it's well and truly healing, and don't touch it.
Yeah.
But I want to scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did also have to point it out to the nurse who does the interview before donating plasma, because one of the questions is, do you have any scratch and abrasions? And I said, look at this. And she said, what did you do? But I passed anyway. They wanted my plasma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which will take us up to the file name.
Yes, it will.
Eve Pye said at the time that made that comment, guest come when not on my phone unless I forget. And then, about 7 hours later, the guest did come in.
Hang on.
7 hours later.
Having hopefully not left anyone in too much suspense.
You left me in suspenders. Amateur?
And Helen says, I'm going to go with amateur, on the assumption that it doesn't need the definite article and that 7 letters will suffice. Carefully listening listeners will have noticed that I was very careful to say title of film and not the title of film last week.
Yes, it was subtle as stabbing someone in the chest with a brick.
Yeah.
And which suggests quite strongly.
Yes.
Both Eve Pye and Helen were correct.
Yeah.
You both get an arbitrary point.
Yeah.
I can hear screams of prideful exuberance from the far sides of the earth. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. Well done.
This week, I would say don't think too hard about it.
Yeah.
Don't put too much into it.
No.
Use the whole 8 characters.
Yeah.
But don't put too much into it.
Yeah. And try to avoid howls of derisive laughter.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good.
But if you do want to make a file name guess or make a film suggestion or provide any sort of commentary on our commentary or the things we've discussed, do let us know in all of the places, but preferably only one of the places each.
Yes, only one. Otherwise, you'd be disqualified for trying to get more than one arbitrary point.
Which is to say that you can all go to the same place if you want.
Yeah.
But each of you can only go to one place. I hope that is as clear as possible.
Yeah, they're both identically different except for the other one.
Yeah.
I think we'll move on.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Pick a film for next week so we can go to bed.
It is your turn.
It is my turn.
And you have the second to last episode of the year.
Yeah, look, and I selected this months ago.
Yeah.
In fact, and really can't quite understand why.
Yeah.
But we're still going to go with it.
Yeah.
And it is certainly not seasonally related.
Right.
Unless you consider the colour of Santa's garb, his uniform, his top. Okay. So keep that in mind when you try to work out what this film is. I'm going to read the plot synopsis and buzz in when you think you've got it. Okay?
Okay.
After the Cold War, a breakaway Russian republic with nuclear warheads becomes a possible worldwide threat. US submarine captain Frank Ramsey signs on a relatively green but highly recommended Lieutenant Commander Ron Hunter to the USS Alabama, which may be the only ship able to stop a possible Armageddon. When Ramsey insists that the Alabama must act aggressively, Hunter, fearing they will start rather than stop a disaster, leads a potential mutiny to stop him.
All I have really got out of this is that perhaps the film has the word red in the title.
Or a variation. Yeah.
Maroon, possibly? Crimson.
Possibly, yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, that's...
Crimson. Okay, so you got Santa's colour, crimson, and Yule. Again with the season, Yule.
Log?
No. Starts with T.
Tree?
No. Ends with I'd.
Tide.
Yes. Put them together and you have...
Red washout.
Next week we're watching Red Washout. We hope that you can join us. Do you want to amend your guess? No. Okay, so I have to find a film by the title Red Washout. Good. We hope that you can join us. But until then, I can't do this, Thomas. It's Crimson Tide, Thomas. You hurt my brain. Next week, we're watching Crimson Tide as a Christmas movie.
Sure.
Because of connections.
Yeah.
We hope you can join us, but until then, we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
You have been listening to Cellulose Free. Your hosts were Colin, who produces and edits the show, and Thomas, who makes the artwork and music. Cellulose Free is recorded in the Deranged Cat Studios in scenic Tasmania, Australia. We keep track of our extensive physical media collection through My Movies, which we highly recommend. You can find links to that, as well as other places you can find us in the show notes. Cellulose Free is a Hi Hello production.
You dag. I'm stopping. Not so much notes as dot points. All right, can I get a level?
Hold on. We're going to put the microphone right there. And then we're going to talk in a normal voice with as little gravel as I can put
Muster.
out. Yeah.
Muster is the word you're looking for.
Well,
or mustard.
Usually when you're mustering, you want more. And I would like less gravel.
Or custer. Or custard. Anyway. All right.